Hi, you guys. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys are doing well today. If you like to hear more of the stories that I'm going to share and you like my content, please like, subscribe, and follow so you can be able to follow me and any of the content I put at that so you may enjoy my stories. Okay, so I am God's authentic one, and my ministry, Love is the Only Way Ministry. If you also want to donate to the ministry, it will be in the description box below. All right, so back in May of 2000, I went to a Benny Hinn convention in Tulsa with my church. And it was a time of new things happening in my life because, like I had said in earlier videos, I had just received, on that Easter, which would have been April, the month earlier, when I was attending at church, I was baptized in water, and then 2 days later, I was baptized in the Holy Spirit. So I'm this fresh, praising the Lord, doing my thing. And when I got the chance to have a little field trip to Tulsa from Oklahoma City, I took it because it was, it was a church thing. It was fun, get out and mingle with other church going people and got a chance. And Benny Hinn was really big back then. So, I wanted to see him in person. So anyways, we went down from Oklahoma City to Tulsa and got a hotel room. I was with my mom. My mom was with her friend and a few church members. And so we get to this Benny Hinn convention. Well, I don't know why I keep saying concert. So we get to this Benny Hinn convention, okay? But when we get there, it's already to the point of them standing in line on stage and getting prayed for. So we already missed the message. We got towards the end, okay? That's okay. We just wanted to see Benny Hinn anyways because we were excited. So we're sitting in the balcony and it's like a group of women, it was me, it was my mom, it was her friend long-term friend that she had with her, and a few other church members that we were like giggling and gaggling with, trying to figure out who Benny Hinn was. So anyways, we're sitting there and enjoying what we can see off the balcony, and all of a sudden I hear, like, so the balcony has rows, and we were like, the balcony was pretty big. It was at the Oral Robert auditorium, so university auditorium. So it was a big place. So we're sitting in this balcony, and there's like these sets of rows, right? And there's like two rows down, all right, on next to us. There was this woman who says, "Can you help me?" And then all of a sudden, she's like, "Girl, you help me." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So sure. So we all get up. My mom gets up. I get up. I get up and I walk fast paced over to this woman who was sounding like a man at the time. And she's like, "Please help me." I was not able to get down to the Benny Hinn place on stage to pray. They wouldn't allow me, and I don't feel too well. And I said, "Okay," because I had just gotten my new speaking in tongues prayer thing going on. So I was like, "Oh, this is my shot." Okay, so anyways, we get over there and I lay my hands on her. My mom lay her hands on. Everybody starts laying their hands on her. My mom's friend, everybody. We lay our hands on him. I start speaking in tongues in prayer it wasn't for the first time, but that was called for me to do. And I was very new at it, but I don't know. I was a star back then, and I would just start praying. And when I pray, I didn't pray like English prayer, like Heavenly Father, please thank you. No, it was like blah la 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 la, a different language that I didn't know. But this is what God led me to do, and the Holy Spirit as well, because they were really flowing through me that day. I was already prepped up for it. I mean, the church going to see Minnie Hinn. It was like I was already ready to just like worship God already. It was like flowing through me all day long already. So, I started, but it's just I started praying for this person. There's like 4 or 5 other people, all together with my mom and her friend and me, right? And I just started, I put one hand on her, I put one hand on her forehead and I put one hand on her shoulder, right? And I just start praying in tongues. And everybody else started following along. Now, I thought at that point, I was like, okay, wow, what? They're following me. And you got to understand, this is 2000. So I was not that old at all. As a matter of fact, the year before, I had just had my son. So around May of 2000, I would have been 24. Okay, so yeah. So we're sitting here and we're praying. Everybody's laying our hands around this woman with me, and we're all trying to pray. There was some that was praying English, there was some that was praying in, I guess, their type of tongues or whatever. I didn't care. All I knew is that I heard this voice in her. She told me the pain that she felt. I felt the pain, and I needed to heal her as quick as possible, because if it happened to me, I would want somebody to do that to me at the time. So anyways, we're praying and I started getting into it. I start praying, getting whole loud, and all of a sudden, I'm hearing like this. We're all a group of people, so she starts going, and when that happened, my mom's friend let go, and I was like, okay, and I'm hearing, still able to pay attention to everybody else, but still pay deep attention to this woman in my prayers, because okay, so when I pray in tongues, it's a channel for God, and other prayer warriors that channel through me. That's why I'm an ascended master. I didn't know that back at the time, but because I'm still new at it. Anyways, I'm in here channeling it. So when I'm channeling this prayer, I can still see everything else, but I can see with my eyes closed. So like in the previous video, I talked about the whole synagogue thing. This is what was happening earlier, years earlier. So, yeah, it was fascinating at the time. So I'm able to hear her, and I'm able to see what happens with the people that are in the group as well, because since everybody's following me now, like I'm the leader and I'm the youngest in the group, it was like, okay, this is what God told me to do. This is what I'm going to conquer. Here we go. Game on, right? So I'm praying in tongues, and my mom's praying in tongues, and this thing happened, like I told you, to where she's like, and her eyes start going back in her head, and like my mom's friend was like, oh, let me get off of that one. Yeah. Let just stand to the side. And I was like, this makes me go in deeper. I just keep praying and praying, getting louder, getting deep into it. I'm holding on to her for dear life. And then the other ones around us started dissipating off of the prayer. It's like they had to get off the prayer too. So all of a sudden, it was like 1-2 people at a time, because we're like 5 or 6 of us. It ended up just being Mama and I praying in tongues for this woman, to the point to where my mom got off the prayer as well. So now I am here all by myself praying this demon off this woman who is having a bad day from it, this entity. So anyways, yeah, so I'm continuing to pray. I'm praying. And I prayed, and we prayed, and I prayed for about 30 minutes. About 10-15 minutes later, after everybody got off, to the point to where the demon let go, and she became herself, and she started talking normal, and she started breathing fine, and she told me, "Thank you," after all that. And so because of that, my mom was like, "Oh my gosh, Lucretia, you're such a prayer warrior. Oh wow, you're so powerful." And and it didn't really boost me. It just made me feel more powerful in a way that, man, God gave me this gift to be able to do this. So yeah, that's what happened. Went to this Benny Hinn concert. They were at the line convention where they at the line at the stage and all set up to where he prays for them. And some people would get up and walk. Some people just, they were falling on the ground, whatever. But it was like the fact that God had brought me to this place where there were so many people that needed prayer for and help. And that test that he had, that I went in with full hands, with full honor, because how much I love God, and that I wouldn't stop until it's over, and that demon was actually released. It never went into me. You know how they have like those exorcist stories? It could have went into like some of the people that was praying who wasn't completely ready to usher out. It could have, because after that, there was a lot of weird things that happened to where we weren't around the church very long after. But, the church still thrived, It had nothing to do with the church. They didn't do nothing wrong. It was the fact that you had people who were in the church who wasn't completely surrendered to God like I was at the time. And I found out even with my mom. I knew her friend wasn't really that way anyway. She was just trying to put on a show. But, you don't go and you disrespect them like that. You just don't, because you are the younger one. You don't do that. So I didn't do that. But, by her getting off like she did, you understand that that was a show that she was trying to put on that she couldn't handle at the time. And for my mom as well. My mom didn't like the fact that she had to get off, because she wasn't completely up for the task. But me, I was up for the task, and I was not going to stop until it was out of her. And so, yeah, that's my story on that. And it was a really awesome experience for me to learn at the time. Um, a, a, One of the first ways of showing how powerful I can be, and that I was truly real, and I wasn't just kidding when when people be like, oh yeah, she just they look at me and I look so cute and naive. But don't get it twisted. I can be evil too at the same time for God. I mean, I can be your bestest friend and your worstest enemy. Because lately, I've had this gift to where people come into my life. There's this mirror to where they start seeing everything um, that they need to do to prepare to even measure up to God, pretty much. Because and it's God's vetting way of bringing people to the light, seriously, because and he put that gift in me to help others come to light, because that's all it is. It's about the purpose. It's about bringing heaven on earth the right way. It's about bringing light in the world. It's about you know taking all this evil that's in our world today and turning it to good and harmony and goodness in our life, and to live a good life and not a bad one. And I am so proud to be part of that purpose, to help in bringing in this new earth, which is heaven on earth, to the point of people being happy instead of having bad things happen. And that's why I told you before, I don't put people down anymore. I lift people up. I always lift people up. I lift everybody up. Anybody I come in contact with me. My energy is so out there, but my energy is there to be shared with everybody, to let them understand that everybody don't have to be mean, bad, feel depressed, be ununderstood. I am here to let you know, as a channeler of God, that there is a good way to live and to be happy in life. You don't have to be sad. And so if I could spread that word with anybody I can, I'm going to do it, because that's who I am. I am here to be an example for God, to let people know that it is okay to be happy. It is okay to enjoy your life. It is okay to be free. It is okay to love God the way you want to love God. And that even though we all have imperfections, like I have imperfections, I mess up a lot, but that doesn't mean I backslid. It just means there's a lesson I had to learn to be closer to God. But that also doesn't mean that whatever I do is like I'm perfect in any kind of way. No, I'm not perfect. I'm human, still human. Maybe part human, but I'm human. And in that humanness, I make mistakes, because there are decisions that we make all the time. And whatever decisions we decide to choose makes our path greater, easier, and good, or worse and bad, depending on our decisions. And the way I decide is hopefully to have a better life and an easier life, and to have a lighter life, instead of the whole burden and baggage. Because I've been through that growing up, and it's not fun at all. Having all that bad stuff happen, dude, it is not good. And by me being this way, there's a lot of people that wants to humble me, even though I'm already humbled. I mean, like, dude, how much more humbling can I do? Like, when can I start really Why can I be wealthy and abundant and still love God and be humble? Why can't I do that? What's so bad about that? I mean, people think that I have to be poor and in poverty, and because I get blessed. But when I get blessed, I share. It's not like I get blessed and be Scrooge McDuck, stingy. I'm just not that person. And I think that's what they hate. They hate the fact that I share and that I don't care if you're the richest person on earth or the person the most person in poverty to the deathbed. I'm just not that person. I treat everybody the same. And people don't like that. People be like, oh, you should put no. Because I love people. I love people to be happy. And you get a lot of encouragement from just people, just walking people on the street, no matter where you come from. You could be homeless, you could be at your job, whatever. No matter what you're doing, cashier, or driving or whatever, or CEO at a company. I treat everybody the same because I love everybody, and because I love everybody, that's what makes the world go around, right? So if I am able to send a little bit of love energy to a person, and for it to ripple effect to other people, that's what I'm going to do, because that's what my purpose is. That's what I'm here to shine a light for God, to help bring more light into this world, because we need it. For all this stuff that's going on in the world today, I don't even look at the news right now because of all the tragedy that's going on. I don't want to see all that death and misinterpretation and no. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that negativity. I am here to uplift and to have fun and to be loved. And to be able to share my experiences, good and bad, with you guys, to let you understand that even when in those bad situations I've been in, it didn't matter. Well, I mean, okay, how should I put it? It mattered. But it was a lesson for me to get ready to be able to understand other people who has been through that same thing. And by me being able to go through what I did, and for other people who have already been through that or are about to go through that, I am able to share my experiences to where you can make that decision for yourself, for you to get out of it a lot sooner than you would have if you would have not have heard my experience or seen it. And so that's why I say that every experience that I've had in life, good or bad, I wouldn't change it for nothing. I wouldn't change any of it, because all of it helps another person bring light to this world and to bring heaven on earth. I know I sound like a broken record, but that's who I am. I am here to bring love back to reality. I am here to break those cycles that people feel that ruts they have to be in when they don't. I've been married twice, but I still feel like love is right around the corner for me. Hint, hint. I feel it coming really soon. But I also understand that if that love doesn't come, I can still do it on my own. I can still make it on my own, because God always got my back and I always got his. So anyways, that is my reading for today. If you want to hear more of any of my stories, you can always look at my channel under this video. And just understand that I am here for everybody here. I am here to shine a light. I am here to be an example. I am here to bring light into the world. Are you guys ready to receive it? Because I'm certainly am ready to share it and spread it as much as possible. Until next time, you have a great day. Bye.